Yo, what up, boys? Welcome back to another feedback stream. Let's go to the face cam. How you guys doing today? I know I'm doing fantastic myself. Dude, I got a DJ deck, which is really exciting. Like a full-on, like it's right there, like over to the right on like a little thing. I am like so fucking excited about it. Like, Throw Me, the legend, of course. Gave me like a little like rundown of how like DJing works, and yeah, I know stuff about DJing now, so that's really fun. So I don't know when I'll do like a public mix, no clue, but can you show it? Yes, but hold on, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but hold on. let me like unplug it real quick. Okay, let's see. So okay, let's fuck. Here, got Google open. Okay, so boom. DDJ 400. Let's go, dude. I'm like so fucking excited. So yeah. This thing is fucking awesome. Oh, shit. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. Let me sit back down here. Yeah. I'm very excited. And it's only possible because of you guys, so thank you so much. So yeah. It is for Record Box. Record Box is the DJ thing I'm using. Yeah, I don't know when I'll do a mix, cause see, I'm very inexperienced still, and I have no clue what I'm doing. So yeah, we'll have to see about that. Switch to face cam. Okay, so we're doing a feedback stream, of course. We're not doing a mix today. So a few things before we get started. I'm gonna close up submissions now. That might seem a little bit scary, because you know you can't send anything in. But that would mean that like if you're joining now, I don't want like everyone to like send in their stuff and then like kind of have like a false hope kind of that they're gonna get in, because there's already so many submissions as of right now. So I'm gonna start closing them up. I don't want it to be like misleading at all, and I feel like that it was kind of the case back then. So I do apologize for that. So yeah, I'm gonna close up submissions. If you want to submit next week, when you'll have a much higher chance of doing so, you can send your tracks in at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesdays. So yeah, closing up submissions. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this should be good. Okay, so yeah. So yeah, submissions are closed. We'll be going over the Senate tracks first. So the Senate of Netties, that is my memberships. Then all of the Court of Netties, and then everyone else who submitted to the stream. We'll try to fill up the 1 hour and 30 mark. And if we finish early, if we finish with the members late, we'll get 45 minutes worth of the normal queue. This is for constructive criticism purposes only, so I'm only trying to help you out. And these streams are every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, that should be it. Let me also close up feedback. Oh wait, actually no, it doesn't really matter, because I close up feedback stream now. Okay, so I guess let's just get to the first submissions. Let's see here. We are here. Wait, no. What was the date? Oh my god, we only have like one Senate song today. It's crazy. Okay. It'll load. That'd be nice. Okay. Thank you for your patience, everyone. Feedback. Boom. Alright. So, up first, we have Just Blue with Space Sex. Let's go. think that snare, the fundamental of that snare is a little bit too low. It's like, it kind of sits in the kick kind of range. Oh, you lost the project file. That fucking sucks. We get an F in the chat for Mr. Just Blue. That sucks. I'll still give you feedback because, you know, I want you to improve in the future. But yeah, rest in peace, project file. But yeah, if you listen to that snare, it sits really low. It's like in like the I don't know. I want to say like the C1-ish kind of range, at least in like Ableton terms, which is like really low, for like a snare. I would definitely bring that up an octave if you can. Because then that way you have like a little bit more kind of punch to it. Like it just feels more like a kick than a snare, which is kind of weird, but yeah. And I also think the synths could use like a little bit more processing overall. Like you just have a really basic like saw stack for like a you have like a really basic saw stack just going on, and like you can tell exactly how you made it, which, you know, in dubstep sound design that's less than ideal because you obviously want, you know, your sound design to be super complex, because that's, you know, that is like the end goal of dubstep. And we also just got a membership, Dion Hooker with the Court of Netties, dude. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Enjoy your perks, man. Welcome. So yeah, and same with the little like what do you call that? Off it's not offbeat. It's like the what do you call that? Like the yeah, okay, so you have a little thing on the 2 and the 4 of like each bar, right? Those things are like really unprocessed sounding, and they sound a little bit basic. It sounds kind of like just a simple like patch that you just didn't really touch. So yeah, I would just recommend like adding some effects onto it, like try to make it sound like a little bit different while still kind of maintaining the characteristic, or trying to change the characteristic of the sound while still kind of keeping the same thing that you have. Yeah, I know it's a plug, but I meant more like, what do you call it when it's like on the offbeat? Is that what it's called? Like on the offbeat? On the upbeat, that's what it is. On the upbeat. There you go. I also think that vocal isn't really standing out right now. So you could do the classic dipping everything else and then having your main vocal shine through. So if you know what I'm talking about, like you find the fundamental of the vocal and then copy that hertz number and then like lower it. Yeah, every Wednesday. Okay, so one little thing, right, is we're missing a lot of like mids. So kind of like between the low and like where your ARP sits, there's like not much going on, so we're not getting that much impact from it. So I would recommend just adding some layers. So you could add like a little, I don't know, growly layer or something. If you look at like my track Figment, of course, if you look at my track, there's like a little growly layer that I have like constantly playing underneath a drop. You can kind of see how I made it in the Halcyon video, because that's like where Figment originated from. If you like do something like that, or like, you know, some other layer to kind of give it some low end while still having the sub be the main low end, that would be cool, because then you have that those extra mids filled. You have the taste of fish in your mouth, but you haven't eaten fish. That sounds like it would be a symptom for something. Maybe get that checked out. I think this part is a little bit better because you've lowered the ARP an octave. So that means you get a little bit more low end in the ARP. Not necessarily low end, but it's more like mids. Is it too late to submit a track for today? If you have a membership, the submissions are still open, so you can still send in a track. I think something else you could do is probably like saturate the sub a little bit to bring in some more harmonics. So it's not just like a clean sine wave, but you get a little bit more extra stuff going on. That could be kind of cool. And then you could also have it like hover, so you know you have like the LFO volume automation kind of thing going on, and that way it's not just kind of a straight sub playing through. It's a lot more interesting. Ah, you had a banana. There you go. That would do it. I think you could probably use some risers here. Yo! Underscore music with the Court of Nitties. Thank you so much, man. Enjoy your perks. Welcome to the Court of Nitties. I am Membra. Welcome, dude. Thank you so much. I think something else you should probably be careful of here is you have like a really high build-up, but then your drop kind of under-delivers a little bit because it's like it's not that full frequency range that you like are looking for. So we're kind of missing like we're not getting that much impact, and you can also see how loud the build-up is and then how loud the drop is compared. You definitely want the drop to be louder than the build-up, and this is caused by like the snares being as loud as they are. That doesn't really mean like lower the snare volume. I would just like if you're on Ableton, then take a utility and put it on the master and then like slowly kind of turn it down a little bit. Look up Barely Alive's tutorial on build-ups because they explain this like way better than I could, right? They just explain it super well, so I definitely recommend looking into that. Yeah, and we're also missing some sub here. So, yeah. How come I'm not able to post in the feedback stream channel? I've closed up submissions because oftentimes, like, the people who join the stream and then, like, check out, like, the feedback stream channel, don't actually make it in, which I felt like it was a little bit misleading to say that you still could make it in, so I've just started closing them up. I hope that's not a problem, so, yeah. Oh, the sub cut out for no reason. Rip. Is that the bra sound effect? It is. Oh my god. I think something else that you're kind of like experiencing right now is the fact that it's like the main elements are like really repetitive. They're starting to like really become a little bit too much since you're kind of repeating the same chords and the same synths over and over again. So I would recommend like doing some synth switch ups here. Just overall like this you know, main kind of thing is just repeating a bit too much. So I would recommend just, yeah, switching up the synths a little bit, trying to get something different here. Yeah, dude. I like this track. I like the idea of it a lot. I mean, yeah, like I said, just like fixing some repetitiveness. I think the snare in the build-up was a little bit wacky, but other than that, I think this is a dope track. Let me go to face cam real quick. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about that one. Nice track, and let's go to the next one. That that already concludes the sentence tracks. So unfortunately, or no, not unfortunately, we're gonna go to the chords tracks. So let's check it out. All right. So I think my Wi-Fi is being shit today. So that's probably why it's taking forever to load. All right. Up next, we have an ad.
New McDonald's spicy.
We have the Milkman with Stank Milk demo. Read description. All right. It says, "Hey Nettie, so this is far from being done, but I started making the song Monday, and I thought you would like to listen to this. Be careful, the milk is kind of stinky on this one. It's more of a type of rhythm type deal. All right, dope. Let's hear it.
Where's the milkman when you need him?
Milkman, please!
Nice milkman outfit. Sorry, sir. I have been a milkman my entire life. Good. Here I come.
I like that rim shot.
Do you want some milk? It's very heavy.
Damn. Okay, one little thing is you have the sidechain hitting on like the 1 and the 3, and then you're like missing the kick on the first hit of like the second thing. Hold on, so right there the sidechain is hitting, but that's kind of taking away some impact because we're losing that kick. So make sure to fix that and not have that sidechain hit there. And I also felt like that part kind of ruined the flow a little bit. What you could do is probably add like some elements, like some 8th note kind of background elements, maybe like a little percussion thing on top, to kind of keep the rhythm going. Yo, IQ Storms with the membership. Let's go. It didn't even go through yet. I don't even see it yet. Yo, thank you so much, man. I don't know. I can't see it yet. What the fuck? Wait, what? We got 2 in a row. Wait, I don't even see it. It's not even in the chat yet. What? I think the alert box broke. I don't think we actually got those. I think the this happened before when I was like streaming, and like it told me that like someone like subscribed to me while I was streaming sometime, and it was like a Twitch notification, but then on YouTube. So yeah, I don't think that's what was going on. Yeah, there's no new members, I don't think. But if you did subscribe, or if you did become a member, then thank you. I just can't see it yet. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a fake out. The sound design is nasty though. Here, okay, so you hear this little like percussion sound that you added here. Wait. Like you have a dun, that thing. If you add that like, and you just kind of like spam it, kind of like, you know, make a funky little rhythm in it. Like right there, and you just like dun, you know, you kind of get that 8th note groove going on, and that would, I think, really improve the flow here. And I also think it like lacks a little bit of impact now because you're kind of using it as a main bass, but it doesn't really have that same grit and the high end that the original sound does. So maybe like try layering it if you're really insistent on using the sound, with maybe like some other kind of bass that does have high end, or you could layer with like a few percussion sounds to kind of get a more full sound to it, especially in the high end.
I bring milk to man.
Oh shit! Hey Nettie, loving the streams. I have kind of an odd request, but I'll send it to you on Discord. Yo, thank you for the DKK 135. I don't know how much that is in US dollars, but dude, thank you so much. I would assume I think it's around $10 because the color's yellow. God damn. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Let me check it out. Let's keep playing. Yeah, dude, really nice. Mr. OV, do you think you could send me a DM with whatever's going on? I can't quite find what's going on here. Yeah. if you're wait, no, hold on. Yeah, let me know. We'll get to you. Just send me a DM confirming that you're trying to send me something. Dude, thank you so much for the donation, man. Appreciate it. And we got a donation from Aveen Music with the $1.01. Let's go. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Aveen. Okay. So yeah, Mr. Milkman, this is a really dope track. I think the main like bass that da 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 is really fucking sick. Like it's really gritty, really nice. It's just right. Like that is like really dope. And yeah, I mean, I don't have much to say about it other than that. I would say definitely try to make that main like bass house kind of like deep house bass kind of hit a little bit better. And yeah, let's go to the next one. All right. Why is it okay? It opened on my other one. All right. Next up, we got Big Norelic and Japanese with Mother Ethics. I'm having a hard time pronouncing words today. But yeah, let's go. Ooh, 135 is $20 fucking dollars. Jesus Christ. Dude, thank you so much, man. That's a lot. Oh my god. I would add a little something in that little gap. I don't know if you're planning on doing that, but I would recommend, yeah, adding something there. Okay, so one little thing, that snare is lacking a lot of high end. So you're getting like the punch of it is nice, but it's just not quite reaching the high end that it kind of needs to really hit hard. And then also something I'm noticing is it's like just a very basic like saw stack that you're kind of using. I would recommend like either stacking some layers or adding some effects to that main thing to really get it to sound a little bit different and like more unique in regards of like, you know, sonically speaking. The arrangement is absolutely fantastic. It sounds really dope. But yeah. Oh wow, dude. OV, I'm looking at your message right now. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, dude. Okay, so Mr. OV donated 20 bucks. So he wants to skip his own track and then pick a random one from the bottom of the queue. So we'll do that in a second for sure, dude. Thank you so much. How do we decide this? Because I don't want to do like too unfairly. I don't want to be biased here. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Wow. Dude, that's so generous of you. Thank you so much, man. He said he wanted to like give back, and that's really kind of you. Okay. So how do we decide this? Because I don't want. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to be biased here. So I don't want to like give someone. Okay. He said something like the fourth from the bottom of the queue you have. So I guess we'll pick the fourth one from the bottom. Wow, dude, this is like super nice of you. All right, well let's just count to 4, I guess. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. All right. This is the track that we're doing next by randomly. Well, I guess it's not random, but yeah. By deciding. Yeah, this is really wacky, but dude, thank you so much, man. That's super kind of you. I'm really really glad that you're willing to share. It was your choice. Okay. Yeah, dude, thank you so much. That's really kind of you. All right. Yeah, let's go. Keep going. Maybe something cool could be to have a little like lead on top, so you just kind of like duplicate the chord stack and then try to get like a new synth where you have only the top note or something, or like just one kind of note playing over the top of the whole thing. And that can like follow the whole thing, but that way you have like something specifically to listen to. It's not just like a bunch of chords, you know what I mean? Hey, T minus, what's up? Yeah, once again, definitely add something there. Like gap. Like a little vocal or something. Whoa! Some like cyberpunk, dude? This is sick. Good day, neutral. How you doing? Fuck, dude, this does slap. Okay, one little thing is I didn't realize that it was a drop. I thought it was like kind of a fake out at first. And I think something you could do to make it a little bit more like recognizable to be the drop is, one, you could like tease the little dun, 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 dun thing right in the build up, and also add like some like rides or like cymbals on the kicks, so you have like the tss, like the 4 on the floor like tss, tss thing, and that way you're kind of getting like a more like full drop kind of feel, rather than just having like only a kick and the bass, you know. And on these chord stacks, something else you could do, by the way, is like, shit, maybe add like a really like gritty bass, like a mid bass kind of thing. You just cut out the sub, but then you have like a kind of high-endy like growly bass. If you take any of like the Serum like monster wavetables, it usually works pretty well with it. And then yeah, just keep it on like the sub octave, and then that way you get really nice like mid bass that helps with like layering stuff. And then the chord stack is a lot more gritty. So yeah. Oh, you did tease it in the build? Oh, you did? Yeah. Dang, I didn't even notice. Alright, well, forget what I said then. I think right there, maybe you could have like a reverse crash. And then a transition a little nicer. This is nice.
Though it may be unethical, penetrating your mother.
Wait, what? Ooh! Well, that's fucking sick. Okay, well that's fucking sick. I have one little thing to say. Okay, so we're going into a triplet drop, right? And some of your elements in the build-up are still in 8th notes. So if you really want to go like completely all out, then you have to make everything like triplets. Otherwise, the grooves are gonna clash. This drop is really sick, though. Well, shit, dude. That is really sick. That is a really dope track, man. Yeah, very nice. I mean, yeah, this last drop, you really fucking nailed it on the like the automation with the filters and stuff. Yeah, like the only real thing that I could tell you is just process your stuff more. Like, I think that's the one thing that's really holding you back here, is like the sound design isn't quite like matched up with the big brainery of your compositional skills. Like, your compositional skills are like completely leveled up, but you know, like if you're playing like a video game, imagine you have all the different perks, you know what I mean, and then you ranked up all the composition ones, but then not the sound design ones. I think if you really focused on that and like really improving your like melodic sound design, that would you would be completely unstoppable. So yeah, this is a really dope track. Yeah, I mean, not much to say about this. I think just a really sick track overall, and let's go to the next one. Okay, so we got Mr. OV with Realized It Was a Bass, Work in Progress, with Deep Sea Astronaut. Let's go. That was nice. I think you could turn everything else up here a little bit because, like, look at the waveform. Like, this is like really low, but then also, the kick. You can see how loud this is compared to the rest. It doesn't really sound like weird necessarily in context, but I think overall, just having this thing be a bit louder would just help overall by like really making this thing feel like properly mixed.
Thought it was an earthquake, and I realized it was bass.
Okay, so one little thing, I think you could like get a little bit more grit in here because we're kind of getting a really like smooth kind of sound, which you're definitely trying to go for like that really like grimy and like kind of slow vibe. So I'd recommend adding like a maybe like remove the reverb that you have, because I think you have some reverb going on. Like and I think just adding like something you could do is like distort the shit out of your sub so much that it like clips with the main thing. You could try doing that. I wouldn't like recommend doing it, but you could try it out, and that'll really make the whole thing feel really, really gritty. Like if you look at I don't know how to, I think it's Hole, like HOL exclamation mark. He does this like all the time where he just like crunches the fuck out of everything by just distorting everything. So maybe look into that. It's definitely not like a mandatory thing or anything, but you know, it'd be cool. I think the snare could also be a little bit stronger. And it's a lot quieter than the kick. Like you'll notice that the kick is like, you know, really punching through, but then the snare is like kind of just a lot lower in volume. And we're also not getting that much sidechain here. Like it does. Ooh. I think because you have so many like kind of reverbed out elements, or at least it kind of sounds like that, it really takes away from the impact, I think, because you're like dry elements tend to hit really hard in drops. Unless you're like Murata and you're making like a huge, you know, tear out drop, having elements be completely dry is like a really cool thing to do, generally speaking. This part of the drop already is like a lot more interesting than what you had here because you have so many more elements going on. And the flow is just a little bit more like fast paced, you know, instead of having like the hi-hat be on like quarter notes in the first half. You're like speeding them up and stuff. I would do that here as well. Like, you just honestly just start out with this drop. Like, it just sounds a lot more interesting than this one, I think. Like, and I think you could also like, I don't know. I just wish there was a little bit more going on because you just have like the basic like sustain bass going on, but textures are like you are doing like a nice job with like adding some textures in. But I still think like some more textures could be good. Like some more if you made them like a little bit louder and more like noticeable, I think would be dope. I think also, like, overall, the main sustain bass thing is also just a little bit quiet, so I think you could easily just turn that up a little bit. We're putting the legs up for today. Wait, here. Boom. Chill out stream. Part 2. This intro is really nice, though. I like this a lot. New reveal.
Thought it was an earthquake, and I realized it was.
Yeah, this could definitely be a lot louder. Like, as it's still, I noticed that here, kind of being a broken record here, but yeah, you get it. Yeah. Okay. Like okay. I see exactly what you're trying to do. I know exactly what you really want here. So you said you want to have a wall of bass hit in the drop. And yeah, like it really does need to be a lot more distorted if you want it to be like a wall of bass. Like. Like it just needs that like, you know what I mean? Like it needs that huge punch. Just like you need to like take the sub and like. Just distort the ever-living fuck out of it until it like almost clips, right? You want it to like hit so hard, like you could really go like above and beyond with the distortion and the crunch here, like, and you could easily just get away with it. So definitely try it out. Excuse me. Yeah, like okay, if I had like a download of this song, then I would like literally like you could easily just make this sound like 10 times more impactful by literally just taking the audio file and just distorting the shit out of it. Like you would get the effect, the desired effect. So. So yeah, dude, I like the intros a lot. I like what you've got going on. The only thing that I really just recommend is getting everything louder and just more distorted overall. Yeah, like I said, the intro is a little bit quiet, and I think just definitely the drop just really needs that extra punch. But yeah, dude, thank you so much for donating. I appreciate you. And nice track. Here's the next one. All right, up next we have Mud Dope? Moo Dope. I don't know how to say that. I'm so sorry. But Angry Karen. Let's go. Like these synths or instruments or whatever. Holy fuck.
Run it up.
I think that snare, the clap could be like a little bit louder. Like it needs to be like super ultra loud, but you've got the fucking grit going on. Like this is really fucking heavy. Very nice. so one little thing is, okay, this section right here is top notch, right? You're doing a great job. You're doing a really good job of keeping it interesting. You're like switching it up constantly. The only thing is, since you have the main bass and kind of like the grit layer playing with it, that's kind of what I'm hearing the most. So that it works perfectly fine in this drop, but when you like repeat this, it becomes like repetitive because we're hearing that again. So if I were you, I would literally just like save this for another drop, like maybe have like a build up or something, like a separate thing, instead of like having like a huge drop of like, I think this is like 64 bars. So I would recommend just switching it up to be a little bit shorter, and yeah, that's my recommendation there. I think we're also missing some cymbals here, I think. Like some crashes, hi-hats, stuff like that. Like we're not really getting those here.
Run it up.
Yeah, dude. Okay, the sound design, really nice, really fucking sick. I love how like fucking heavy this goes. I just think it gets dragged on a little long. And we're definitely missing some cymbals, I think. I wasn't really listening for it here, but yeah, I think it could just use cymbals like overall. It's not so much as a problem with like it doesn't have enough high end, because it really has like a solid amount of high end. I just think when you're kind of like taking away elements to switch it up, it becomes too noticeable, so you definitely need them for that empty space to be filled up a little bit. But yeah, dude, super fucking heavy track. You did a great job. I love the grit on it. Very sick. So yeah, I don't have much else to say about it. And yeah, let's go to the next one. Alright, up next. Hold on, wait, what did I... Okay, right, so, we got Sunny D, which it's not necessarily in the queue, but he's a member, so he sent it to me, so yeah, it's all good. Alright, we got Sunny D with Kira Update. Let's go. Let's go, Death Note. It's like my favorite anime. Greg approves. Let's go.
Sunday.
Remix? Okay. Okay, so be careful here, because the thing with Death Note music, right, is they use super complex they use really complex time signatures, and I think they might be using it here too, if I'm not mistaken. Make sure that it lines up, because it does sound a little bit out of beat. Like it sounds like the whole thing is like a little too long. So look up the BPM of this and like the time signature if possible, because they might be using like some really weird shit that you might not be able to pick up on. So definitely check it out. Get it like on beat.
Now you have something to look forward to after you die. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, those bells work really well here. Okay, one thing is, it sounds like we have like a clap on the kick, like in the first beat, which is a little bit weird. It's kind of throwing me off a little bit. That might be like an extra layer that you have layered over top of like the orchestra drum. So definitely be like careful with that clap kind of sound. Definitely try not to have that on the kick unless you're like really intentionally doing that. We really need like a just single kick hit here.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, it's definitely YouTube audio. Sounds fine to me.
Might no bark.
Ooh, nice fill.
Things got a little complicated.
Okay, I think you could have a little bit of like a pause right there before you like move into the next section, so that we know the next section is coming. So just like a little kick, you know, cut out the drums and then like crash transition into the next one. Yeah, it's definitely YouTube compressing it. It sounds fine on my end. We're clipping a little bit right there, on the vocal, I think. Definitely like make sure it's not clipping. You could easily just add a limiter to only the Death Note music, and you could easily get away with that. And then that way you have, you're not getting the crunch of the clipping.
What's the best way to describe these? Juicy?
Nice to meet you.
Okay, one little thing right there is you had like the vocal sample, but I feel like it kind of broke up the flow in a less than ideal way, right?
Nice to meet you.
We have all that like empty space right there after she says nice to meet you. So I would recommend like adding like another bass in that gap, or maybe move it over or do something kind of to make it so that there's that space is being filled, because it did kind of break up the flow a little bit. And again, we're using the same kind of like lasery synth. I would really I'm looking for like something other than the laser kind of sound, because like lasers are like if you change up the synth but you keep the laseriness, you don't really get any real switch up, because it'll just sound the same. So and that's because like of the pitch bend, and you still get that lasery character. So it's just like that lasery character really becomes like redundant over this, like, so you have this first thing, but then you have the second thing, which it just kind of sounds the same, and we're not really getting like any unique flows. Well, we are getting unique flows, but we're like kind of repeating the synth, so it doesn't really feel like its own section. It feels like kind of a repeat. So like the flow it doesn't feel like it's unique, even though it is. You know what I mean? Like yeah.
Yeah, same here.
I also feel like it got a lot louder.
Are you sure you really want me to cut your lifespan in half? It was good while it lasted.
I would like, okay, if I were you, I would add, like, make like a little like percussion, like dong kind of sound, you know, like a if you look at my Control Freak video, I added the little like eighth note kind of thing underneath the main thing. I would make like that kind of sound, and then slap it underneath instead of the laser, and then turn up the sustained growl bass, because we really need that switch up, and we need that to be the main focus, and that'll really keep it interesting, I think.
It's been interesting. When it's your time to die, it will fall on me to write your name in my death note.
So yeah, dude, I really, really like this. You know, I might be a little bit biased because, you know, I love Death Note. It's like one of my favorite shows of all time, right? But yeah, you're doing a great job with the vocal samples, I think. Like, you're really like breaking it up nicely. I love the overall like motif, but you know, I love the music of Death Note. So yeah, Greg approves. So you know it's a banger. So yeah, nice track, Sunny D. Let's go to the next one. All right. Up next, we have Safi with Tried Out Color Bass. Where's the waveform? There it is. Okay, so right here, after having it like repeat a few times, I would definitely add at least like some kind of bass, such as like a growl or like some melodic fill or something, to really break up the main flow kind of synth thing, and that way we get like it doesn't get repetitive as fast as it already is, because we're like 16 seconds in, and this kind of synth is becoming a little bit repetitive already. So I would definitely recommend either I'd recommend just adding like a little fill, kind of breaking up the flow. That's not even a real name. Oh, this is nice. So yeah, I definitely recommend just doing some synth switch ups overall, just breaks, so that we're not getting the same you know, like over and over again, because that's like the only flow that we're getting as well. Just doing stuff to really break up the flow would be awesome here. And yeah, Mr. Surface, to send in your track for feedback. Currently submissions are closed, but you can send in next week on Tuesday, 2:30 p.m. Eastern time, and then you can send in your track there. But yeah, very nice. Yeah, let's go to the next one. I don't really have much to say about it other than a little bit on the repetitive side. Yeah, let us go to the next one. Okay, that concludes the Senate and court feedback section. So let's go to the main queue here. What is... Okay, here we go. Let's open some of these up. Oh shit, wait, hold on. Okay, cool. Yeah. Let me sit up here. Alright. Get in frame. Okay, sick. Let's go. Alright, we got Wuya with double drop done. Read description. Alright. Few questions. Does the double drop fit, and does it need to be filled out a bit more? Alright, let's hear it. Yeah, I should put submissions are closed on the stream. That is a good idea. Okay. Okay, if you're gonna do a fill like that, hold on. So notice how there, in the intro, there wasn't that much high end. Like, we're just kind of getting like a filtered thing, which is dope. I like that. But then if you bring in like a gritty bass like that with like all the high end, then you really need to either follow up with it and add like a lot of gritty high end afterwards, or do some kind of low passing on the gritty thing to get rid of some high end to make it match the current high end situation. You know what I mean? I think maybe some more synths here would be nice. Like some ARPs, stuff like that, because we're just only really hearing the focus on the respace. So just, yeah, adding some ARPs, maybe like a little melody could be dope. Excuse me. Okay, be careful with the rave stabs there, because we're getting like a lot of like out of key stuff. Rave stabs work in that you need to like still follow a scale, even though they are like you know, there are always going to be minor key, well, unless you have a major key like rave stab, right? They're always going to be in a minor key, but try to still follow a scale, because otherwise you're kind of like spamming notes everywhere, and it's like a little bit too chaotic. So try to definitely keep it in a scale. The bottom line. Maybe like a little 808 clap could be dope here, like on the kick. Like we have like a dirty kind of clap, which by the way is like a little bit off-putting, I would say. But definitely try to have like a really high-endy kind of clap to layer on top, because again we need that high end to be matched. A really sick fill, but we definitely need that high end to come back. So yeah, clap would do the trick. I think we're getting a little bit too much kind of clutter going on. Like it works when the main bass patch comes in, like the da-da-da-da thing. That definitely works out, but I think we're missing, like, or we're getting too much clutter because there's like too much decay on the main thing, so we're not really getting any point where it's like 0 volume. And as you can see by the waveform as well, it's like just a constant like brick wall of sound, you know? So especially in this like fill, we're just like bombarded with sounds, right? So I would really recommend trying to find one single focus on your build, and like try to not have so many elements kind of be at max volume, like at max loudness in there. Try to get like one single focus of what you want us to listen to as like an audience, right? And then take that and then go from there. Like definitely don't have like so many elements going on. Yeah. And yeah, like I said, there's no real point where it gets to 0 volume because you have this like long kind of decay going on, you know what I mean? Yeah, and once again, we're just like, there's just like so many sounds kind of going on at the same time that are all super loud, and you know, that just kind of causes this clutter, I think. So, it's not necessarily like any muddiness that's a problem, which I think I've been saying that it's like muddy, but I think the real problem right now is definitely that everything is max volume, and it's like just too much, definitely. So try to tone it down a little bit. Okay. Okay, so I definitely wasn't ready for that, so hold on. So we're in triplets right now, right? You know, we're in triplet, whatever. We're like set up for triplets until the drop hits, which is in 8th notes. If you really want like a switch up like this, you really need to tease it in the build up. And really make sure that everything switches from triplets to 8th notes, and like make sure that it doesn't like feel too abrupt either. You definitely want to make sure that it's like, yeah, kind of like 8th note, like a good way to transition between Blue Gem with the $10. Loving the feedback streams, Andy. Are you still accepting donation queues? Yes, we are. So if you would like to send me your track, you can do so via DMs on Discord, and I'll be happy to take your track. But yeah, like I was saying, so definitely try to thank you so much for the $10 donation, man. Yeah, like try to find a way to really set up the 8th notes before the drop hits, so that we're not like being surprised with such a huge difference in grooves. I got your track, Blue Jam. And then one other thing is you have this like virtual right clap right here. First off, they're very recognizable, so if it can be avoided, try to kind of get like a different clap because they're so recognizable. But also, instead of getting such a dirty clap, definitely get like a 808 clap. Like look at eliminates Captain Morgan's spiced cum, right? Look at how he kind of does this, because you know he's a psytrance kind of god, you know. Try to kind of get that clap to be similar to what he does in Captain Morgan's Spiced Cum, and yeah. And that hi-hat is also like really loud. So yeah, I think the Psytrance drop in and of itself is a good execution. Well, aside from the clap, I'd say it's like good execution. I think just overall having like the elements be like a little bit more subtle and like less loud, like especially like transitioning stuff. I noticed that there was like one sweep up that you kind of used that was really loud, and like it just like it was too noticeable, and like they're supposed to be a little bit more subtle. If you're going to use them, then definitely don't make it so that it's louder than anything else. Definitely try to keep it lower and like, yeah. So try to like mess with having stuff be a lot more dry. I think this Psytrance drop is like well done in regards to like this doesn't feel cluttered at all. I think this like at least like the main Psytrance part doesn't feel cluttered. So if you kind of take reference to this and apply it to here, yeah, like there's just so much like decay on it that I would just kind of try to get rid of, and then you would have a really dry kind of feel, which is like really sick. So, yeah. So yeah, I like the overall idea of it. Like you've got some really like interesting switch ups and stuff going on. Yeah, definitely just recommend doing some work on the main thing, the main cluttered issue. So yeah, up next we have Blue Jam with Stargazer. Let's go. Going back, baby. This kind of reminds me of Razor Sharp by Pegboard Nerds. Very nice. Okay, hold on. So I felt like this section was a little bit long, kind of like, especially for like a midsection kind of, or no, it's not like a midsection, it's like an intro drop or drum kind of thing. It felt like a full drop, kind of like midway through. I kind of felt like it was supposed to be like a drop, which is not really like what you want. I think just cutting this in half would really help, and I'm also noticing how long the song is, so. Yeah, I think that would also save on some time. Piano section is nice.
And now for something completely different.
I feel like the main bass elements could be a little bit louder, like just a touch louder. And that way, yeah, that way it's gonna be a little bit more like full sounding if it's just like a tad bit louder. I think that Crooker's bass was a little bit sudden. Oh, wait, where, that one. That one was a little bit too loud. Just definitely turn that down. Yo! Boxster with the Glizzy super sticker, dude. The $1.50. Let's fucking go. Yo, thank you so much, Box. Appreciate it. Glizzy gang. I think the snare has like a really strong fundamental. It's like not like loud enough to where it's like a problem, but I think just overall to get it a little bit like more or a little bit less kind of distracting how loud the snare is, I think just adding like a 1 or 2 decibel dip like right where the fundamental of the snare is, it would really kind of help blend it in a little bit more. I think also this drop just gets a little bit repetitive because it's such a long drop. I think this is like 64 bars or so, or I might be mistaken there, but like we're just getting like kind of repeated sections over and over again, which is just like a little bit much. So yeah, I would definitely try to get like a more what do you call it? Like a shorter drop, yeah. Alright, see you later, Obi.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to circumstances beyond our control, we are unable to continue the broadcast from Grover's Mill. Evidently, there's some difficulty with our field transfer. However, we will return to that point at the earliest opportunity.
Thanks, the automobile spreading everywhere. Coming this way now, about 20 yards.
That's kind of nice. I like this. I think right here, having like a lead would be absolutely dope. Because, okay, I'm going to reference Razor Sharp here again because it just reminds me a lot of it. Think of how they have like the da, 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 da. I can't sing, but you know, the main the main lead thing. Think of how they have that and then like kind of try to apply something like that. I think that would be really awesome. And that way we're not just staying on one chord and just kind of repeating it over and over again.
We continue now with our piano interlude.
Okay, I think right here having a more distorted kind of sub would really work well, and also having the sub kind of follow. Maybe have it on like an 8th note kind of pattern, like a da 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 kind of thing. And then that way we're not just getting like a sustained sub, because I feel like that gets a little bit boring and less impactful. Yo, Dr. Ozzy, what's up, dude? How you doing? Mr. Ozzy is just like casually in the chat, dude. I do feedbacks, yeah.
Undoubtedly nothing more than volcanic
New section, okay. Okay, may I like lightly suggest one thing, right? So you have like the main like drop kind of repeat from what you had over here. I think if you just took this part and literally just slapped it in place of this, I think it would be so much more interesting because then you have like another new section. You know what I mean? Like definitely try to like it because then it's just so much more like new and refreshing, and you've got like a lot of like interesting like repeating or interesting switch ups, and like just instead of repeating it, it would be awesome, and then that would also contribute to the track time being a little bit shorter, which in these days terms would be pretty cool, since everyone's like me especially. I'm personally a little bit antsy when it comes to music. I want to get to the point personally. But yeah. Nice lead. I think your songwriting is like really on point here. Just like overall, I think like your composition skills are like really high, and then like I think your sound design skills could be a little bit higher as well. It's not a problem at all because it sounds good, but like I think it definitely sounds a little bit like more 2015, like pre 2015, I think, and that's just because the sound design is just a little bit like simple, which is it's fine. It sounds good, but yeah. If you really want this to be like a really modern kind of sound, then definitely try to like get like a really like what do you call that? Like more effects on the main stuff. No, Mr. Ozzy, you can send in a track if you'd like. It's just submissions are currently closed, so you'd have to like send it in next week. But then again, you're Mr. Ozzy, so if you actually want to send a song and like you're thinking about it, then go for it. I think we can make one exception here. I'd love to hear your track. Very nice.
This is for Eliminate.
Oh my god. He got us all. He got us all. With a stick bug. I can't believe it. This is for I guess you stick bugged me because I stick bugged Eliminate. That's great. That's great. Dang. Yeah, dude, Blue Gem, this is a really dope track. I like the fact that you're like, even though this is like a really long song, I think you're doing a great job of keeping it interesting by just like switching it up constantly. Especially with the little stick bug switch at the end. Very nice. Love the sound design there. But yeah, overall, I think like it is a little bit long. If I were you, I would just shorten it up a little bit. And yeah, like overall, like we've just have this like really long song, so try to just shorten it up, I think. And then other than that, dope track. Let's see, do we have anything to yeah, okay. Yeah, let's go to the next one. Thank you for donating to Skip the Queue. All right, so up next we have Kairos with Echoes. Let's go. Let's go for like another like half an hour and then we'll end the stream off. Okay, so with rock, right? The thing is, if you're playing like in a band, like imagine playing in a band, right? Then you're not really gonna have any sidechain. So this sounds kind of unnatural because you really don't want to have sidechain where it just doesn't naturally occur at all, right? So I wouldn't really sidechain it there. I also think that crash is a little loud. that one. And like, on top of the sidechain existing, I would also make the kick a little bit more fat and like thumpy, you know what I mean? Because right now we just get kind of like a blob of low end, which, you know, I think it works, but it's just like, it's also kind of hard to judge because I'm not really used to hearing rock with sidechain, so yeah. Not sure what a rock kick would normally sound like. I'm liking these like synths or the instruments though. Nope. It's just like the fact that this sidechain like is so strong is just like throwing me off a little bit. Like, it's like hard to like kind of listen to the main instruments because of it. Oh wait, I just realized there's like a whole ass description here. Let's read this. Okay. I guess this can be classed as rock. I don't know, but anyway, this is completely different to what I'm used to, so it's not the best, but I think I did it pretty well. I think the worst thing in the entire thing is this yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you there. I don't mean to like insult it or anything, but yeah. I think definitely the sidechain is a problem, so it's short, but sometimes it seems too long or too short, so I probably should have made multiple automations rather than one. I think just like either toning it down a lot so that it goes to like at most like 75% volume down, or like the volume. Okay, hold on. So let's do the snipping tool method because like I don't know how to describe this properly. Okay, boom. Okay, so instead of having the sidechain go like this is like the volume thing and having it go down to like here, have it go down to like here at most, like this much is like the most you would ever want from like sidechain, and especially in this. I would, if you can, and like the drums stand out enough, just remove the sidechain entirely, because we don't really need the sidechain, especially in rock. So try to see it without it, and if it really is not standing out at all, then just do the 75% thing. The sidechain is as short as I can make it without it sounding non-existent. Yeah, like you just overall don't really want it. I think here we could also have like a bass guitar playing. Like, I don't think there is really one. Like just having like one doing like eighth notes, like dun 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 dun, you know. That would really help carry the bass a little bit more because right now we're just getting it from other instruments. So yeah. Okay, if you okay, so you said I did try not having sidechain, but it sounded horribly. In that case, like just do it like a little bit, like try to make it unnoticeable. That's like the best kind of sidechain in this scenario would be ones that you just can't notice. So if you can make it subtle enough to the point where that happens, then that's like ideal. Yeah, maybe like a little bit more release and then less intense. I agree. That could also work. So yeah. I don't really have much to say other than the sidechain because it was like it was just the kind of main focus that I was like that I had to complain about. So I'm sorry I couldn't really say too much else about it. But yeah, I like the composition of it. I think it's really well like written out. Maybe like one thing is we're kind of getting the same chord progression over the span of the whole thing. Try to have like maybe a midsection where the chords change and like just having that be like the breaking up of the chord progression. But yeah, other than that, I love it, or I like it minus the sidechain, and then yeah, that's all about it, I have to say. So let's go to the next one. All right, up next we have Benjamin Productions with "Leave This Place New." Let's go.
Tell me, babe, you wanna leave this town? I'm saying, love her if you wanna go, I'm down.
This is nice.
'Cause darling, we were meant for bigger things. And this place keeps killing our dreams. Let's go, love. I'm saying, ain't you tired of waiting? We can leave this whole place behind. Let's go, love. I'm saying, ain't you tired of waiting? We can leave this whole place behind. Whole place behind. Whole place behind. Whole place behind.
Cymatics vocal.
Whole
Shoot.
place behind.
Rip.
Whole place behind. Whole place behind.
Okay, so I'm definitely noticing a lot of like cymatics samples, especially in this drop. Apparently the vocal is also a cymatics thing. Now there's nothing wrong with using cymatics like samples. I just think because they're like everyone gets like the free ones, right? So if you're using samples from the free sample library thingies, then you're kind of being set up for people calling you out on it. So if you can make your own drums, definitely try to do that. If you're like in a position where it's just like you don't know how to do it, then whatever, it's fine. It sounds good. But yeah, try to kind of think about that, consider it, and then, you know. One other thing is I noticed that the drop is like way quieter than the build up. So look up the Barely Alive tutorial on build ups, and then do the utility trick where it like turns down the volume and the width. And then turn this up a lot, because you're kind of the elements are like not being as loud as they could be. So I think you could also use some cymbals like crashes and stuff.
Tell me, babe, you wanna leave this town? I'm saying, love her if you wanna go, I'm down. 'Cause darling, we were meant for bigger things.
I think that rib shot could be just a tad bit louder.
And this place keeps killing our dreams. Let's go, love. I'm saying, ain't you tired of waiting? We can leave this whole place behind. Let's go, love. I'm saying, ain't you tired of waiting? We can leave this whole place behind. Whole place behind.
I think this section is like a little bit long. Hold on. I think like a change of the chord progression could be dope. Especially since we're just kind of getting the same 4 chords the whole time. I'm just like also noticing that this section is like as long as it is. You know, this is like, that's quite a long time to have like the same vocal playing over and over again. I think you could easily just chop this in half and have it kind of deliver the same message, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Leave this whole place behind. 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 Whole place behind.
We'll fake out.
Oh, please be mine.
Maybe like having, yeah, I think we're just missing some symbols, and I think having those playing over the filtered section would be dope, because that way we're not like having nothing playing during that time. Also, like maybe having like the vocal play there also would be dope, since you're filtering it out. Okay, so samples, right? The reason why like they get shit on so often is because they're really recognizable. Like, say you're using like a Virtual Riot like drum fill or something. Pretty much everyone is gonna notice that that's a Virtual Riot drum fill, right? Because, you know, many of us are scrolling through the samples to find those Virtual Riot drum fills, you know, looking at the sample packs. So when you hear a Virtual Riot like drum fill, then you're kind of getting the impression that we're not, like, the artist isn't making all their own samples, which kind of means that it's less authentic in a way, right? Like, it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing to use them. I just think, or it's just kind of generally agreed upon, I guess, that drum fills are, or, you know, samples from bigger artists are like too recognizable, so that way it's usually discouraged, because, yeah, you get the point. So that's why using samples is inherently bad, I guess, because they're so recognizable, and then you know the location and where they came from. It feels less authentic. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I love the drop. I think it's really dope. Just overall, I think the sections are a little bit dragged out, and I think I don't know, the drop was a little bit quieter than the build, which made it a little bit less impactful. Some symbols would be nice, and yeah, like I said, just having these sections be a little bit shortened up and kind of less dragged out would be awesome. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Ozzy. People think it's unoriginal when you use samples. Fuck with the samples as much as you can to make it your own. That's exactly what I'm trying to say, yeah. So yeah. Definitely my recommendation to you. So, yeah. Let's go to the next one. Alright. Sick track. Let's go. DJ Snek with Xmas Season. Let's go.
There's more to
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
We got some weirdness going on in the snare where there's like a second kind of tone after the initial fundamental. So try to EQ that out if you can. Or just like pick a different snare. How does the feedback submissions work? Currently the submissions are closed. So tune in next week at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time to be able to send your track. I think at this point the da-na-na-na is getting a little bit repetitive because we're just getting it the whole way through. We're like a minute in, and that's like the main synth that we've heard this whole time, and especially since it's such a short phrase, you know, it's like a 3-beat long thing, and since you're repeating that the whole time, it just gets a little bit repetitive. That's Reese. That's dope. I think the Reese's could be a little bit louder overall. Or maybe just a saturator on them could be like a easy fix. And something else you could do is take the main bell thing and pitch it up an octave or something, or like make a new one and then like, because I think this is a sample, like just make a new one and then kind of like, you know, put up the octaves and then that way you get like some more variation, or just use like a different synth for it. That could be dope. Oh, there we go. We got a little switch up. Yeah, that, like, it's kind of a relief that we got to switch up, which is like, you know, in a way it's a good thing, but it's also not great because then you've kind of like, it's kind of signifying that it's getting repetitive. So, like definitely try to cut out the bells at some points and try to kind of, you know, place them so that it doesn't constantly play for such a long elongated time. You get me? Do you have 2 snares layered? I think you might have 2 snares layered. I like the almond break. I like this section. We're getting some like harsh frequencies in the high end here. I think it's from the bells or something. Like there's some kind of like shifting kind of like frequency. It's like really high, so definitely try to like find it and like not entirely remove it, but just like tone it down a little bit. Yeah, and again, some saturation on these basses could be dope. And I wouldn't put those crashes there, they're really out of place. Alright, here we're missing a sub, so definitely bring that in. And like you're trying to make this sound like a drop, so having a sub there is like really essential. I think something to consider is the fact that you have these Reeses and these like neuro stuffs. The thing about this is like those neuros have low end in them, so that's what's that's what's like providing the sub, which is good. But the thing about this other section is you don't have those neuros anymore, so you need to add a separate sub. So make sure you like think about that and like consider it when you're doing a switch up like that. I think maybe like a reverse crash, like a reverbed reverse crash thing right here. Going from this section to the next would be nice. Yeah, like right there. Could be dope.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Very nice. We're like 2 months too late, but yeah, very nice. Okay, so yeah, nice track. I definitely recommend doing such things. Definitely make sure you have your sub, because that's like so important in like bass music. You know, it's literally like the second half of the word drum and bass, so definitely try to have that. Yeah, sick track. Let's go to the next one. All right, up next, let's do like, we got like about, yeah, let's do like 3 more tracks after this one. All right, let's go. Okay, so wait, hold on. We got, I don't know how to read that. I'm pretty sure that's like Japanese letters, but I could be wrong about that. Blood Moon V6 with Unhinged, Lee, and CKDA. Let's go. Yo, it's you, Greg. Let's go. Pog.
If you fall behind, I will catch up. I smell your fear.
Okay, I think you're frequency shifting this vocal, or if you're pitching it down, make sure it doesn't like get the vocal is getting muddy right now because you're frequency shifting it down. If you're frequency shifting a vocal, make sure to do it. I would recommend doing it up because that way you're getting like the higher kind of tonality, and then you're like not worried about like muddiness at all.
Don't get scared.
Oh, it's ring mod. Okay, got you. Yeah, definitely like make sure that we're not getting that like muddiness from the vocal. Oh shit. Okay. I wasn't ready for that. Hold on. Okay, I would recommend having like a metal kind of snare and having it like duh, duh, you know what I mean? Like a little drum fill before the actual main thing hits, because I was really not expecting that at all. We're not really getting any low end from that kick. I think overall we're like not really getting much low end aside from like mud that we're getting from like the guitar. I assume that's from like an amp or something. So definitely try to add like a bass guitar in general here and cut out some like mud from the other instruments. Holy fuck. Fuck, dude. That is fucking heavy, dude. Okay. Jesus Christ. One little thing is you have a stereo sub, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but it's like, I'm not great at like spotting stereo subs, but if it's mono, then you're good. If it's stereo, then make sure it's mono. Okay, I think the transitions between stuff are like really rough. Like we're going from like heavy tear out, and then like we're not sharing any elements from this previous tear out section to this metal section. So definitely have like a reverse crash, or like take the drums and like move them over here, like something. Just like take some elements from the drop and integrate them into this next section. Really sick though. So yeah, right there. Okay, this drop is sick. Okay, right, like that's fucking awesome. But right there, I would add an impact and like just kind of. Yeah, like we're just like, this transition is like just completely like, it just feels like really out of place because we're just not sharing any elements with each section. Like definitely, yeah, the drop ended really suddenly. Yeah, I agree. So impact would be nice. Just something to kind of like, yeah, impact just works.
Hurry, 31 seconds. Let's go. Yeah, he won't freak it.
Is that like the intro? Is that like the intro vocals, but then like reversed? Because that's kind of cool. Kind of looks like it, like judging it off the waveform. But yeah, dude, that drop is fucking nasty. Love that. I think just overall some like the transitions need a lot of work, and make sure your sub is stereo. Like it almost works though. Like the drop sounds really full because of it, but like definitely like maybe what you could do is just cut out the lows from the bass that you have now, and then add in a separate sub, and that way you have that width. But then I don't know, just like having a stereo sub just isn't really good for playback purposes. But yeah, all right, sick track, dude. Loving the drops. The mid sections are pretty cool too. And let's go to the next one. So I'm gonna open up the last three. So the last three here are file saved, alchemetry. Am I saying that right? I think so. Alchemetry and Duzwa. So yeah. Let's go. No problem, Greg. I approve. We're gonna have some weird low in there. Ooh. I think we're missing like some chords here. Well, no, we have them, but like, okay. So in this like chord progression thing, it feels a little bit weird because we don't have like a strong presence of chords. So I would recommend having like a few extra layers of chords that kind of back this whole thing up a little bit more, and that way we're not just kind of having like a bass and then like kind of like a one piano thing. Yeah, like just overall, we just need like the basic, at least like the basic major and minor chord kind of thing stacked on top of it. That would really help. I think some synth switch ups would really help as well here, because we are getting like the same thing over and over again. I recommend like having some like just going into like the serum patch or whatever, or like just changing up some of the main layers. Try to like check which layer is like the most noticeable, which is kind of like the like kind of sounds like a low piano note, if I'm not mistaken. I would take that and like do something to it to change it, like maybe use a different piano or something like that. So some kind of synth switch up. Oh, you're planning on that? Okay, cool. I think maybe it could also have like something in these gaps, because we're kind of like, you know, there's like nothing there. So I would put something there, maybe like a little melodic fill, maybe a little vocal could be cool. Just something to kind of fill up that space, because otherwise, like, it doesn't feel really like awkward at all. Like it works, but I think just having it there would really spice it up a little bit. I think this intro is also like really quiet. Like we're kind of getting a rough transition here because of it. Ooh. Dude, why don't... Okay, hold on. Here's my suggestion. Why don't you just... Okay, take this part. Hold on. That part is sick. Just take that part and make its own entire section based off of that. Because I don't think, like, having this long drop right here, and then add it on to, like, this thing and then like having them repeat is like a little bit excessive, I think. So if you literally just took this and made your own section off of that, that would be fucking awesome. That would really help this out. You're kind of doing it here. Okay, yeah, so I think the main takeaway here, I feel like, is it works, but as soon as you have those like chord like changes, like you go like up a few notes, it kind of loses its impact because you don't have like the major and minor chords going on. You just kind of have like a bass note, and because of it, it just sounds a little bit strange. Like it doesn't really feel quite right. Yeah. Definitely recommend adding some like really strong kind of chords in there to really spice it up. Definitely do some synth switch up as well, and then yeah, that's it. So file saved, very nice track. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, we got Alchemetry with Life of the Party. Let's go. No problem, file saved. Okay, I was expecting a drop right there. I think what you could do is like take this intro section and like cut it in half. Which sounds a little bit weird because it would be like really short, but since we're only using the main bass thing anyway, I would really recommend it, and I think it would really help give the whole thing like a more like to the point feel, you know what I mean? And I was also expecting a drop right here, mainly because the elements were fading in, and like you were bringing back the low end, which is like, you know, typical of like a build up to have that. So I'd recommend, like, if you want to do this, then have like, instead of like filtering the main synth in, like if you want to go into a build up, then instead of fading the synth in, then try to have a reverse crash or something in its place. Nice. I think the main bass is missing a little bit of high end. Like adding like a saturator and just bumping it up a little bit would really help. Like notice how much high end is in this like build up bass, and then compare it to the drop one. It was really nice though. I think a hi-hat here would be nice. Yeah, there it is. I think okay. I think if you brought in the hi-hats at like the point where I like said it might be cool. I think if you hear like had some rides playing on each beat, and then with the hi-hat in the center thing, so it'd be like kind of thing. That would be dope, I think. Because right now you have kind of like a trappy hi-hat kind of pattern, you know, kind of like spamming them in like, you know, fun ways. But I think with Cyberpunk especially, it would be a lot more effective to just have it on the offbeat. I think one thing also, you went from like a kind of a low-endy kind of thing, and then suddenly, you know, transitions nicely, but the high end in this up and coming synth is like a bit much. So I would recommend like taking this melody and maybe like replacing the synth with like a more like gentle on the ears, if that makes sense. Like it's not like ear piercing, but like a more gentle on the ears kind of plucky sound, or like a just an overall lead would be dope. Try that. Might be cool. And I think also having some more elements here, like a pad or some ambience and stuff, would really help. Or maybe you can make this an acid base. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe also having a respace underneath this whole thing, and then like make sure you cut out the sub from the main lead thing, would really help. And then that way you're kind of like filling in the low end really nicely, and then you could use that to change, like add the. You could use that to fill in the low end and kind of like fill in some more space. If you know what I mean. I just think overall, like, if you're gonna do like a solo like this, you really need to have like a really strong, established feel to the whole song. Like, you really need to have a strong motif to make it work well. You know what I mean? Like, so what that means is like having some like previously experienced or like listened to elements playing here would be dope. And that way, you know, we're not necessarily relying purely on the solo to be the main focus, but we have other elements that carry the motif. Some sidechain here would be awesome. Kind of like a lot of loudness coming in. I'm not sure what happened there, but like I think the there were like too many elements that weren't sidechain, so like the drums just didn't punch through. Very loud. I would definitely turn that down a little bit. Cinematic drums, that could be dope, yeah. That little like solo section. Cinematic samples are like just like kind of orchestral, like really spacey drums, like kind of not like tribal sounding, but like those like huge like dong like impacts. Yeah. So just look up like cinematic impact and you'll find something. Nice fill, I like that. Yeah, some more elements here would be dope. You could also add like a little like choir like chord progression here. That would be dope. We're also like just kind of staying on the main like note the whole time. So having like a different kind of chord progression would really like be pretty impactful. Yeah, no problem, Greg. Got you. Nice. Yeah, this is definitely a really dope track. I really like the drop. Just overall some like emptiness issues, but I think at this point you'd have like the fix for it. So yeah, really nice motif overall. Yeah, those are my my recommendations. Let's go to the last track of today. So up next we have Douceur with NE10. I Want You Douceur remix. Let's go. No problem, dude. Got you. So, chemistry. I think a respace here would be nice. Kind of doing a chord progression. Okay, so one little thing is, I thought that the vocal was like one of those like YouTube acapella ones that were like not like official. They weren't like studio. So like I thought for a second that they were like those ones that are converted from just pure YouTube audio, because of the drums kind of being so high pass. So I would recommend like bringing in a little bit more low end, so that way we actually know it's like intentional. And also just bringing in some like low end in general in this intro would be awesome. I think having the vocal be a little bit louder would be nice. Maybe some claps here would be nice. Some quarter note ones. That. Oh. Okay, yeah, I don't know if I wanted... I don't know if I would... I cannot talk. I'm so sorry. Okay. I don't know if I would do that right there. So, I really thought the drop was going to hit right there. But then it went into another build. So if you want to do that, I wouldn't really make this section as long as it is. Because then... we're like, the longer the build is, the more you're kind of expecting it to hit sooner. So... I would really recommend just cutting, either like cutting this part in half, or just like taking out this build, or like somehow combining it with this part. Getting a lot of high end here. Way too much. Sidechain is also like a little too strong, and especially with like the drum pattern that you have, it like kicks in a little too much. So like I would recommend like you know, like taking the sidechain here. Let's just demonstrate this, right? Instead of having it like boom, like instead of having it like this kind of this is my awful illustration, right? Instead of having it like that, I would have it kind of more like this. And just having it a little bit shorter as well, like this yeah, is like purposely like a little bit shorter. Yeah, shorten it up a little bit, a little less like curved, and that'd be good, I think. Yeah, and I think here again, especially on these like triplet thingies, the dun 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 things, they're like a little too much, like they have a little too much high end. So definitely try to like reduce it a little bit. And right there, I would also have like a little break, like hold on, right here. Have a little like break in the drums, like just cut them out for a second, like maybe like 1 or 2 bars, and then that way you're like prepared for another section to hit, because I wasn't really expecting it to go straight into this section again, you know what I mean?
No mercy.
Ooh. Oh, this is dope. Oh, that was really dope. I like that a lot. I have like one little thing about this is when you spam those like 16th note thingies, like here. Hold on. Right there. When you're like doing that, right? So I think you're using like MIDI for this. So normally, let's just assume that it's like this long, right? This the one like one of those hits. So if you're putting it on 8th notes, then it's gonna go something like this, right? You're gonna have like that, but you're putting it on 16th notes. So like these gaps are like being filled too quickly, so you're losing all that empty space, which is like really dope. to have empty space in a drop like this. So what you could do is make it like go do eighth notes, export it to audio, and then make it twice as fast. So then you have like a lot more empty space in it, and it'll sound a lot more crispy. So try that out.
Porn out of bitch.
Yeah, dude. Very nice. I really like the second drop. That was really sick. I think the first drop definitely had like a few problems, like one being the sidechain. What was it? I don't know. I said it while I was like talking about it. Anyway. Yeah, dude, this is very nice. I think overall, like a little bit of shortening of this section right here, like kind of, what was it, like, okay, this section to like this point was like a little bit like confusing, right? So we went from like this to that. So try to incorporate this build up here, I think, and that would be really awesome. That way we're like not being faked out as hard as we did. So yeah, that's my recommendation to you. And that concludes the feedback stream. So, thank you guys so much for sticking around. Let me enter it here. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. I appreciate you guys chatting. Thank you guys for all the donations. Really appreciate it. You guys are awesome for like, sticking around. My apologies if you did not get picked today, but you can always submit next week. 2:30 p.m. Eastern time is when the 2:30 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesdays is when the submissions open. Yeah, that's about it. So yeah, thank you guys so much, and I will see you on Saturday for a production stream. See you later.